The middle of the room was occupied by 2 square tables placed end to end, and on these Aunt Julia and the caretaker were straightening and smoothing a large cloth. On the sideboard were arrayed dishes and plates and glasses and bundles of knives and forks and spoons. The top of the closed square piano served also as a sideboard for viands and sweets. At a smaller sideboard in one corner 2 young men were standing drinking hot bitters. Mr. Brown led his charges thither and invited them all, in jest, to some ladies' punch, hot, strong and sweet. As they said they never took anything strong, he opened 3 bottles of lemonade for them. Then he asked one of the young men to move aside, and taking hold of the decanter, filled out for himself a goodly measure of whiskey. The young men eyed him respectfully while he took a trial sip. "God help me," he said, smiling. "It's the doctor's orders." His wizened face broke into a broader smile, and the 3 young ladies laughed in musical echo to his pleasantry, swaying their bodies to and fro with nervous jerks of their shoulders. The boldest said, "Oh, now, Mr. Brown, I'm sure the doctor never ordered anything of the kind." Mr. Brown took another sip of his whiskey and said with sidling mimicry, "Well, you see, I'm like the famous Mrs. Cassidy, who is reported to have said, 'Now, Mary Grimes, if I don't take it, make me take it, for I feel I want it.'" His hot face had leaned forward a little too confidentially, and he had assumed a very low Dublin accent, so that the young ladies, with one instinct, received his speech in silence. Miss Furlong, who was one of Mary Jane's pupils, asked Miss Daly what was the name of the pretty waltz she had played, and Mr. Brown, seeing that he was ignored, turned promptly to the 2 young men who were more appreciative. A red-faced young woman dressed in pansy came into the room excitedly, clapping her hands and crying, "Quadrilles! Quadrilles!" Close on her heels came Aunt Kate crying, "2 gentlemen and 3 ladies, Mary Jane." "Oh, here's Mr. Bergin and Mr. Carrigan," said Mary Jane. "Mr. Carrigan, will you take Miss Power? Miss Furlong, may I get you a partner, Mr. Bergin?" "Oh, that'll just do now." "3 ladies, Mary Jane," said Aunt Kate. The 2 young gentlemen asked the ladies if they might have the pleasure, and Mary Jane turned to Miss Daly. "Oh, Miss Daly, you're really awfully good after playing for the last 2 waltzes, but really we're so short of ladies tonight." "I don't mind in the least, Miss Morcan. But I've a nice partner for you, Mr. Bartell Darcy, the tenor. I'll get him to sing later on. All Dublin is raving about him." "Lovely voice, said Aunt Kate. As the piano had twice begun the prelude to the first figure, Mary Jane led her recruits quickly from the room. They had hardly gone when Aunt Julia wandered slowly into the room, looking behind her at something. "What is the matter, Julia?" asked Aunt Kate anxiously. "Who is it?" Julia, who was carrying in a column of table napkins, turned to her sister and said simply, as if the question had surprised her, "It's only Freddie, Kate, and Gabriel with him." In fact, right behind her, Gabriel could be seen piloting Freddie Malins across the landing. The latter, a young